How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
The game started a little late, and they had senior night, and we're just now getting ourselves reorganized. And they stopped the clock at 3 o'clock, and we're going to do some school songs. I think Bob and I can talk right through them, Bob. The Fort Wayne Snider Panthers and Bishop Luers Knights here. Boys action on a snowy, cold, nasty outside Friday night. Hey, football guys, we're nice and warm. What do you think tonight, Bob?
It should be very interesting, Kenny. Tuesday night, Southside surprised Luers by the score surprised me. Southside beat them 80-58. Curry had 18, Walker 16, Banks 13, and Foster 11. And last night, Snider beat Blackhawk 75-63. And one of the best players in the entire area is the top 50 in the country as a junior. Malik Williams got 45 points. He was 13 out of 20 from the field, 4 out of 6 from three-point, 13 out of 17 from the foul shots. And besides driving the team bus, he had 10 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 4 steals.
That's a busy night.
When you only play, 32 minutes of basketball and you score 45 points.
I would say Blackhawk probably had no answer for him on the inside last night. So it'll be interesting to see if the defense of the Bishop Luers Knights, young Mr. Curry, will probably draw that assignment early. We got Jordan Banks on the inside, who's a strong wide body who does a pretty good job too. And there's been nights where Mr. Williams don't shoot the basketball very well at all. I would say Snider, try not to say anything negative about a team around there, but they're probably one of the more disappointing teams in the area right now because they've got a gob of talent over there at Snider Panther bench. Hey, if you can hear this game, folks, it's thanks to our communications sponsor, Dr. Todd and Mrs. Mary Briscoe of the Briscoe Family Dentistry. Their generous financial support helps make this Redeemer Radio sport broadcast possible. You need emergency dental care? How about you? You need emergency dental care? No? He says no? Okay, Dr. Briscoe is the guy to call if you do, though. 260-486-9950. That's 260-486-9950. And with that, we'll go to our opening in-house prayer.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Let us pray. As we gather in your name, O Lord, there are so many things for which we are grateful, for you have created us in your image and likeness, and you have filled us with gifts and talents and abilities. We thank you for the gifts that you have bestowed upon these athletes, their coaches, their parents, and their supporters. We ask you to bless this contest in which we show forth the beauty of creation by using our talents wisely. Help us always to use them for your greater honor and glory in a spirit of fairness and competition, so that this game may truly be a way of bringing to the world an awareness of you who are Lord forever and ever. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Yeah, I'd say that one of the more popular renditions of the anthem we've had all year, Bob.
As we always say, Kenny, if the game's as good as the national anthem, we're going to have a fantastic game tonight.
Redeemer Radio has one travel sponsor, and that's H&L Electric. They specialize in commercial needs for the business community. H&L Electric can handle the smallest to the largest projects for your business. You call Pete Henry if you need anything like that for your business. You can find him at 260-357-0123. That's 260-357-0123. And I got to give people a little bit of warning. We've got a third guy in the booth tonight. I keep turning his mic up. He keeps turning his mic down. My son Preston is with us tonight. And he's kind of a basketball aficionado himself. Spent 3 years out at Kansas University teaching Bill Self how to coach the Kansas Jayhawks. So every once in a while, if you hear a strange voice with an opinion, I've turned his mic up and he got caught talking. So, Bob, we got 2 minutes and 16 seconds before they throw us on throw the tip up in the air and stuff. What do you think?
I'm looking, Kenny, still from some of your information. Bishop Luers averages 67 points a game, roughly an average, and gives up 65. Snider, 59 is an average and 55. So Snider is scoring 8 points a game less than Bishop Luers and giving up 10 points less. I've watched Snider 3 or 4 times. They got a big front line, but I think where Luers is going to have a big advantage is in the back court with Foster and the other young gentleman, Ray Walker. They're as quick at guards as in the entire area. Snyder's going to be real big up front, but so is Bishop Luers. I think the key will be who wins the battle of the backcourt and also how the referees call it. Because you got a lot of big guys out there. They call a lot of ticky-tack fouls. Snyder's big guys could be in foul trouble or Luers. So I think the way the game's called, and again, if Malik Williams is scoring from the outside, which he likes to do, it could be a long night for Bishop Luers. But I think Luers has got too much balance for Snyder.
But looking around the Summit Athletic Conference, the Carroll Chargers still on top of the conference at 7-0, and then Homestead right behind them at 6-1. Homestead lost a surprising game to Wayne, who hadn't won a game in the conference till the other night. And then the reason I pulled this up today, North Side, South Side, Snider, and Luers are all quagmired, tied for third at 4-3. So the winner of this ball game can vault themselves into third place all by their lonesome. And around the SAC tonight, Northside Redskins are at the Bishop Dwenger to take on our Bishop Dwenger Saints. Northrop at Carroll, Snider and Luers. This is the game you have right here on WRDS 106.3 FM. Fort Wayne Southside or Fort Wayne Wayne. That's always an interesting contest to go to. And Homestead and Concordia battle it out tonight. All these games are probably in progress, and if we happen to get a score or two, we will pass them on to you. We don't really do a lot of that because we're focused on what we do here, but occasionally somebody will fire us a text here and there. You can help support your Catholic parish or school and help yourself in the process with Notre Dame's Federal Credit Union Elevate program. Call Elevate at 844-230-6611, or you can visit them online at ndelevate.com to learn more. Starting lineups will be announced here shortly, and we will try to keep up with them for you as they pop out. Been an awkward beginning of the evening with the senior night today, and we've got a substitute PA announcer, and we can hear him quite well, so we'll be able to get everything. They're going to do the non-starters first, Bob, so they're going to slow us down a little bit. I'm ready to go here.
This should be a very good ball game, very interesting. Again, I think the balance of Bishop Luers will be a key tonight.
Number 42, Michael Barnfield, and number 55, Bryson Happ.
I think, judging from the body language, the guys are kind of ready to get going, too. They're used to 7:30 start time, and we're a little after 8 o'clock. Jordan Garman, a 5'10" junior, one of the starters. Sam Kitchen, he's a senior, stands 6'2". He's the guard. Malik Williams, he's the big guy, 6'11", forward junior. Hicks Gentry, we got a hyphenated name. He's a 6'7" senior. It's listed center. And Devon Tennant, another 6'7" senior. So they're going to go big, Bob.
Kenny, they really changed up. They used to go 3 guards when I saw them in the holiday tournament over Christmas. And now, as you mentioned, they go 6'11", 6'7", 6'7". Luers is going to really have to get on the boards and box out, or it could be a long night for Bishop Luers, at least from a rebounding point.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how the young Sidney Curry responds. We've got a 6'7" strong man who's a freshman, played a swing player position, and I think this will be the first time he's really run across high school level anyway. Big men. I know he's played AAU all over the country and stuff, but we'll see how he fares against the big guys and if they collapse on him on the defensive side of the ball or not.
As you mentioned, sometimes he gets some real easy putbacks, and tonight it might be a little different, but he's very, very athletic.
Ray Walker, the quick-on-quick guard, the second starter in the lineup for the Bishop Luers Knights. J.J. Foster, coach's son, dead-eye from the outside some nights. Blaine Cook, another good three-point shooter, stands 6'6". And Jordan Banks, a 6'5" swing player. So we got Curry, Walker, Foster, Cook, and Banks in the starting lineup for the Bishop Luers Knights.
Kenny, they go 6'7", 6'6", 6'5" up front, as opposed to the Snider Panthers with 6'11", 6'7", 6'7". So again, very interesting. Sometimes one of the bugaboos of Malik Williams at 6'11", the biggest guy on the floor, he sometimes falls in love with a three. And that's sometimes a problem for Snider unless he's hitting. But it should be a very good ball game, and you're not going to find a quicker backcourt in the area than the Luers' Ray Walker and J.J. Foster. This should be a fun game.
Interestingly enough, Williams isn't going to jump center. Hicks Gentry goes up there against Sidney Curry. The ball is in the air, tipped, controlled by Cook of Bishop Luers. Throw it over the corner, drive by Walker. He puts it up, no good. A rebound Curry. Curry is fouled on the play already. We've got 8 seconds in and a foul. Was it a jump ball? Okay. Boy, I'm off to a flying start, aren't I? All the help's got thumbs at me. I'm going, oh, that's a jump ball sign. Okay, jump ball. There's a whistle. Don't call it a foul.
I thought Luers might pick him up in the backcourt, but they're going to get into their zone. It looks like a 1-2-2.
Gordon going to handle the basketball. Throws it up at the top of the key over to Kitchen. Kitchen finds the inside shot at the free throw line, actually. The Hicks Gentry with the first bucket of the ball game. 2-0 Snider.
Early in the year, Hicks Gentry was not a starter, but they got him in there, and it looked like a good outside shot.
Banks gets a bounce pass to Foster. Foster drives inside the lane, puts up a floater, rattles around, and goes in. So J.J. Foster ties the ball game at 2. Quickly down the floor, a little bit too quick. Out of bounds. They threw it one step too high for Tennant, and he just about ended up landing in a cheerleader's lap. Turnover, Snider basketball to the Luers. Ray Walker going to bring the basketball across the timeline right at the center. He's going to fade to the left a little bit. Picked up man-to-man defense by the Snider Panthers. Got up a crossover dribbles, waiting for somebody to pop free. It turns out to be Foster. Foster gets around the defender, gets inside, float it, no good, and a foul on the play. It's going to be on the floor, so there'll be no shots.
The foul is on number 1,
Jordan Gorman guilty of the personal foul. First of his. First on the team, first in the game tonight. 7:03 on the clock. We're tied at 2 here. First quarter action in Bishop Luers High School. Get it inside the Banks. Banks puts up a shot, no good. Rebound slapped around, grabbed by Malik Williams. He comes down the floor with it, pretty comfortable bringing the basketball up. Walker slaps it. They got it back to a Snider player, back to Williams. Williams gets it to Gentry. Gentry finds somebody on the outside. That's Gorman. Gorman thinks about a 3, gets inside, puts up an 8-footer, rims around, no good. Rebound, Snider up and in. Tennant doing the offensive glass work on a weak side. 4-2 your score, Snider. Walker quickly into the forecourt, gets it to Foster. Foster was buried in the corner. He slowly dribbles himself out to the left wing. This is out of Banks. Banks, kapow! Charging on Banks. He lowered his shoulder and flattened Hicks Gentry, I think, or Williams. No, he flattened Williams and is called for the charge.
The foul is on number 35, Jordan Banks. His first.
As we mentioned,
did he buy that one?
Well, and Jordan Banks is a heck of a football player on both offensive and defensive lines. And
Gorman with a basketball, greeted by the defense, gets it over to Kitchen. Kitchen hands it off to Williams. Williams kind of thinks about it, gets it back to Kitchen. He gets it down to Tennant out on the baseline. He's trapped down low, puts up the shot with a bad angle, no good. Tip, Tennant, rebound Tennant, kicks it back out to Gorman. 3 on the way for straightaway. Count it for Snider.
Luers is not doing a good job rebounding early here.
Foster, no look pass to Cook. Cook 3 from the right wing. Count it.
That's what he's in there for, isn't he, Kenny?
Did a nice job. Quickly got it. Answered that 3. Williams has it, gets it to Kitchen. Stolen by Cook. Cook's out in front of the pack, but you don't panic. He's got an easy one.
He's got about 5 points in 30 seconds.
And he's tied the ball game at 7. So the Luers Knights with a couple of good defensive plays, and the offense takes off and goes. You get it down. They tried to get it on low blocks. It didn't get it there. Tennant going to drive the left side. No, one dribble, has to give it up. They pop it over to Gorman. Gorman left wing. Kitchen, right wing, he's going to try and drive. Cut off by the defense. Stops, goes to his left. Puts up a 17-footer. No good. Curry, nice rebound by the big guy for Luers. He gets it forward to Walker. Walker stutter steps to Cook. Hits the banks.
That's what he likes to shoot.
Partially blocked by Williams. Williams out in front of the pack. Kaboom! Dunk shot. High percentage bucket. 9-7 Snider.
That's what Snider does. They get Williams on running. He's very good getting out and filling the lanes.
Foster throws the free throw up 5 feet out on the right wing and count it. 10-9 your score. Luers, and a whistle stops play way away from the ball. And Hicks Gentry is doing an awful lot of clapping, so he's pretty happy with whatever happened down here.
Might be. That's his first.
Curry and him must have gotten an exchange, and Curry got caught, his first foul of the ball game, and only 2 on Bishop Luers.
Snider brings in Keandre Brown, a 5'10 sophomore. Earlier in the year, he was a starter. He's a pretty good shooter from the outside. Luers got to keep an eye on number 11.
They get it around to Gorman. He's out the right wing. Walker picks up on him. He's picked off the play. Drive, stops, and pops a 15-footer, goes about 13 feet. Tip, ends up in Snider's hands again. Williams with the basketball. They get it over the corner to Tennant. Over to Brown. Brown travels with the basketball. We're going to go the other way with it.
We haven't played 4 minutes, and that's 3 turnovers on Snider.
So Banks going to trigger the basketball into Walker. And Snider relaxes and goes back to their half-court defense. So Walker calls out 5, whatever that is. We'll keep an eye on it and see if we can't pick up on it for the rest of the evening. Cook runs the baseline. Foster takes a double pick. They get it to him in between the circles, but the defense is right there. And looks like a little touch foul they're going to call on the floor against Snider.
I think that's a second on Gorman.
The foul is on number 1, Jordan Gorman.
You're right.
His second, the team's second.
And here comes the substitute. It's going to be Jordan Hopkins, a 5'9" senior. So they don't even lose anything on the first name here. Looks like a little bit of a less of a body. A little more slender ball player. Foster with the basketball. Gets inside, kicks it out to Banks. Banks fakes one, but he's already had one shot back at him by Williams, so he didn't want to do that. So Cook, left wing, no good.
Good rebound by Curry.
Reaches out and pulls that one out of the sky, floats a long pass back to Cook. Cook goes inside, decides to kick it back to Walker. He's going to set a pick. They didn't even bother. Get it down to Curry. Curry on the low blocks, bangs the body, kicks it out to Banks. Banks, 15-footer from the right toe, no good. Curry rebound, reverse, no, not even close. Snider comes out of the pack with it that time. Brown with the basketball. Still with it. He gets to Williams out between the circles. Whoa, jacks one up from downtown. It does everything but go in. Rebound. Snider up.
Good call for traveling.
Hicks Gentry guilty of the first to travel. 3:33 on the clock here. First period action. 10-9. The Bishop Luers Knights up by a stick.
Luers up by 1, but Kenny, they got to do a lot better job on the boards or they're going to have a long night.
Walker gets it over to Cook, left wing. Just looking back to J.J. Foster. Now to swing it over the right side to Walker. Walker to Cook in between the circles. The defense will come out and talk to them just outside the arc. And traveling. Walker got really casual with the basketball, put it on his hip, took a step right in front of the referee. That's about as nonchalant as you're going to get. And you're not going to get away with that one. 3:15.
That's Luers' only first turnover.
That was a dumb one. 3:15 on the clock, 10-9 your score. Williams with the basketball. Tries to get it down low to Hopkins. Hopkins brings it all the way back out on the dribble. Gets it back to Williams. Williams on the lob to Tennant. Tennant uses the big body, comes up short. Basketball hits the bottom of the iron. And Foster comes out of the pack with it. He stops.
He likes that from 3.
Online. Nope, no good. Williams pulls down the rebound. He heads the other way with it. He's got help. They got numbers, so he's going to stop and shoot a 17-footer right side. Body's on the floor. Whistle stops play. Shot was no good. Tennant got flattened, and I'm going to guess it's Banks.
Yep, that's Jordan Banks' second foul, so that could hurt Bishop Luers.
And we're going to lose a wide body, but we're going to put in Jason Davis, a 6'4" junior. And Jason is athletic, but I don't think he's going to be able to handle the big guys on the inside. We'll see.
When we've seen him earlier in the year, he was one of the starters, Kenny, so you're right. Curry's going to have to do the brunt of the rebounding.
Williams to Tennant. Tennant gets inside, tries to go an inside pass. Ray Walker says, I'll take that. Thank you very much. We head the other way. Gets it to Cook. Cook had a 3 look, changed his mind, went inside, shot an 8-footer, only went 7 feet. Rebound Snider.
Oh, that's got to be a travel.
Did not get away with the travel. They didn't call it. Gets it to Brown. Brown throws it out to Williams. Williams is fooling around at the top of the key, lost control, had to get it back. He's guarded by Davis, who just came into the ball game for Luers. Gives it up to Brown. Brown, he goes out in between the circles. Picks it up, floats it over to Williams. Williams, 3 from the right corner. Count it. Smooth shot by Malik Williams.
The biggest guy on the floor, but he loves to shoot the 3, and he's got 5 points.
12-10, first quarter action. Snider on top by 2. Luers with a basketball, and 2 minutes to go here in the first period. Foster loses the defender, gets past him. Didn't make the shot, but foul on the play. And we'll see if they call that in the act of shooting, or they called it before he got there. They're going to call it on Jordan Hopkins. That's going to be his first for the ball game. And only the third on Snider. And they say in the act of shooting. So to the free throw line goes J.J. Foster.
Foster has 5, and Cook has 5 for Luers right now.
Make it 6. The first one goes in pretty good. Nice and smooth. Lineup change. Connor Neely checks into the basketball game for the Bishop Luers Knights. Going to spell Mr. Cook for probably $1.52 and a break in between periods.
JJ's averaging about 15 points a game.
And missed to the right. Rebound. Hicks Gentry. He's an extremely active ball player for Snider. Gets it forward to Brown. Brown drives inside the lane. Got in there almost uncontested. Missed it. Rebound Snider. They get it to Williams. Williams throws up a 3. Throws it up way too long. Rebound Brown on the other side. Ripped out of his hands by Sidney Curry. Gets it forward to Davis. Davis, nice athletic move. Missed it because Williams altered the shot.
Good hustle by Bishop Luers.
That was Connor Neely with the hustle. They're going to call that a jump ball. So Connor Neely doing some dirty work down low. Couldn't get it up through, but they called it a jump ball anyway. So
we haven't seen too much of Connor Neely this year, Kenny, but 6'4" senior and sure giving him a lot of energy right now.
12-11 your score. Snider up by 1. $1:29 on the clock. Luers triggers it into Curry. Curry fires it in the corner, the high corner out to Ray Walker. And 2 Snider Panthers are going to follow him in. He kicks it out to Davis, who's wide open for a 3. Short rebound. Gentry. Outlet pass to Williams. They haven't put it on the floor yet. Throws it across court over to Woods. They get it back to Brown. Brown dumps it down inside to Hathaway, who checked into the ballgame when I wasn't looking. Back over to Hopkins. Hopkins gets it back to Brown. We're out in between the circles again. High pick. Give it to Gentry. Gentry's going to throw up a 17-footer. It's wide right. Rebound. Everybody mistimed it and ended up going long, and Hopkins come out of the pack with it for Snider, so they get another crack at it on the offensive side of the floor. We're inside a minute. Williams with a turnaround jumper. No
he
good.
missed everything that time.
Foster lost control of it, and they're going to call a foul on Hicks Gentry, and if that was a foul, that was a pretty gentle foul. 44.8 to go. Fast first quarter here, Bob.
Again, Bishop Luers having a little trouble with the size of Snider. They got to do a little better job of rebounding, but Bishop Luers with their quickness, and J.J. Foster and Blaine Cooks outside shooting. Both of them have 3s.
44.8 on the clock. And the Knights trigger the basketball in. J.J. Foster going to bring it over the timeline. He's out lone soldier. Everybody start moving him pretty quick. Now they're backing up outside the arc, all except Neely. He's down inside. And Foster just lets the ball bounce in front of him, and he's going to just hold it here. We got a little bit of Hoosiers action going on. Nobody's going to go out to challenge him, and the clock is ticking. 20 seconds, 19 seconds, 18 seconds, and J.J. is just politely out there dribbling it.
Foster will take it to the rack, Ken, and he'll either drive all the way or feed off to Davis maybe for a jumper here.
We're inside 10. He decides to go in. And Tennant knocks it away from him. Snider takes it away, puts it up, and he is fouled hard. Jordan Hopkins, and that had to be a frustration foul for J.J. Foster. But J.J.'s the one that stood there forever. What do you think, Preston?
I think that's a frustration.
Yeah, you get lazy with it, you're going to get lazy with it.
Stand there for 30 seconds and turn it over. I get frustrated too.
Yep. Bishop Luers is not running a real good offense right now. Hopkins, this is the first 2 free throws Snider has taken. Luers is 1 out of 2 from the foul line. Snider is 0 out of 1. Luers got to box out here.
And he doesn't break the second one. It goes in. So 13-11. We got 2.8. Walker gets past there.
Oh, Bud, beautiful pass.
Beautiful pass, but it got there a little bit late. So that's the end of the first quarter, 13-11. Snider Panthers up by 2. Let's take a 1-minute break. You're listening to 106.3 FM WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne. Welcome home to your family of faith.
Programming on Redeemer Radio is underwritten in part by Bob Busher Homes. Floor plan customization is what they specialize in. Find floor plans, building sites, and read Bob's story on the web at bobbusherhomes.com. Bob Busher Homes is locally owned with offices in Fort Wayne and Angola. For more information about new home building or remodeling, Bob Busher Homes can be reached at 260-490-3355.
A clean office space. Okay, that's an easy choice, and choosing the right company to clean your business is easy too. Sioka's Professional Cleaning is the choice of a lot of Fort Wayne companies because of the 100% satisfaction guarantee. Sioka's does it with built-in check systems to make sure your business is cleaned beyond your expectations every time. First impressions are critical, so make sure yours is always the best with professional cleaning from Sioka's. The best people, the best service. 483-2112 or online at siokas.com.
Eisman Property Management is a sponsor of this exciting first quarter. They're a local company that offers owner services for residential properties from a single home to large complexes. If you're a property owner needing a full-time maintenance staff to care for your property or need to find a rental home, Eisman Property Management is here to help. Contact Eisman Property Management on the web at 456rent.com or call 456-RENT. That's 456-7368.
Snider with the first possession of the second quarter, doing a lot of passing around the arc. Finally, a little drive. Jordan Gorman, who checked back in the line with 2 fouls, put up a little floater and drained it. So, the biggest lead of the game so far for either team. The Snider Panthers up by 4.
That's 5 for Jordan Gorman.
Around the shell, throw it, the Knights do. Get it back to Walker. Walker's way too far to jack one up. I've not seen him shoot one from quite that distance. J.J. Foster, of all people, trying to post up on the right toe. They get to Davis, left wing, one dribble. He throws it out to Foster, who popped out where he should be. Cook, and everything's just outside the shell right now. Cook's going to throw up a 3 from downtown. No good. Easy rebound for Williams. He's going to bring the basketball up himself. Hesitate move, gets it to the left side to Gorman. Gorman throws the 3 up, count it.
He's got 3 baskets, and 2 of them are threes, and he has 8 points.
18-11, and this thing's slipping away a little bit from Bishop Luers.
This is the lineup I saw earlier in the year, Kenny, with Snider, 3 guards, and of course one of them is Gorman, and the other one's Hopkins.
J.J. Foster going to drive the baseline, get in amongst the threes. Long bounce pass to Davis, and he couldn't go anywhere with it. He gets to Walker. Walker in between the circles. Gets it inside to Curry. Curry puts it up and in.
Nice turnaround jumper there.
First time we've heard from him tonight at 6:31 mark. 18-13 your score. Get to Hopkins. Hopkins gets inside. The defense says, no, I don't think so. Back out to Gorman. Gorman throws it over the left side to Keandre Brown. Brown throws it to Blaine Cook. Thank you very much. Luers has the basketball in the turnover.
That's 6 turnovers already for Snider.
Walker with the basketball. Kind of lazy bounce pass over to Davis. Davis dumps it inside to Foster. Foster's he's in amongst the trees, ends up throwing it over to Gorman. So Gorman's going to come the other way for Snider.
Too much size for Snider. Luers can't make lazy passes.
3 on the way from Brown. It's no good. Tip, and it's bounced around and good. Count it from Malik Williams.
Basket by Malik Williams.
Quickly down the floor, Davis drives the baseline, gets around Williams, kicks it out to Walker for a 3. Walker fakes it, going to reset the offense. Start all over again. Walker dribbling with his left hand, wanting Sidney Curry to set him a pick on the Hopkins, but they decide not to do it. Throw it to the right side to Foster. Back to Walker. Walker jacks up a 3 from downtown. It's wide right, and a little bit of a small battle for it down low. I think Tennant kind of hung on to Cook, so Cook couldn't go get it. The ball rolls out of bounds. Snider's basketball.
Coach J.J. Foster wasn't real happy with the decision by Walker. Walker's game is quickness and driving to the basket. He's not the three-point shooter J.J. Foster is.
20-13 your score. The Panthers up by 7, and they have their basketball. Keandre Brown throws it in the middle.
Nice pass.
Williams catches Brown on the drive, put it up, and he's fouled on the play. So at 5-12, we got a 20-13 score. The Snider Panthers up by 7, and they're going to go to the free throw line. A sophomore, a 5'10" sophomore.
Kenny, that's 2 on Foster. Luers getting a little foul trouble here.
First free throw is good. Banks back into the lineup for Luers. And Hicks Gentry back in the lineup for Snider. He's going to take Tennant's place. So Tennant, I like him working downstairs. He's a hard-working, big, wide body. He's not afraid to beat and bang on people. Second free throw, smooth as butter. Keandre Brown with 2.
He's only a sophomore, so he's got 2 more years. He's a pretty good-looking player for Snider also.
Walker bounce pass to Foster in the corner. Foster greeted by Williams, so I don't think he wants to rainbow it over him. They're going to throw it back around the shell. Walker thinks about driving, throws a bullet right to the shins of Banks. Foster picks it back, or Walker picks it back up, loses it anyway. Here comes Snider the other way. Gorman gives it up to Gentry in the corner. He gets to Williams on the left toe. Williams bounces it as high as he is, saves the basketball, goes up and puts it in.
9 points already for Malik Williams and 4 rebounds.
Awkward looking play, but he made it work. 24-13 your score. The Knights down by 11. Davis with the basketball right side. 2 defenders slowly crawling toward him. They get it to Curry on the inside.
That's
Curry.
another silly foul on
Bangs Williams.
That's the same one he had. I think that's 3 on Jordan now.
We'll see what the big.
Yep. Curry.
All right.
Oh, it's on Curry. Now he's got 2.
Curry's got 2, and we got a timeout on the floor. And you know what? We're going to let you know who our second quarter sponsor is, and that is Holy Cross College. They're proud to bring you the second quarter of tonight's game. Holy Cross College is an affordable Catholic college offering a life-changing, life-affirming education, and it's closer than you think. It's just 2 hours away. Search for them on the web at Holy Cross College at Notre Dame IN. Second quarter sponsor, we appreciate them very much. They've been on board with us all year. 24-13 your score. The Snider Panthers up by 11 with the 4:24 mark, Bob.
One of the problems for Bishop Luers, 3 of their best players, Sidney Curry 2 fouls, J.J. Foster 2 fouls, and Jordan Banks 2 fouls. Bishop Luers has 1 basket the entire second quarter and 11 points for Snider. Snider's outscored them 11-2. Snider's just playing very well inside, outside. Luers right now, Kenny, they're living from the three-point line, and that's not what we've seen Luers do in the past.
And they're not making much of a living at it with only 13 points here halfway through the second quarter. Snider's the ball club that I kind of thought I would see earlier in the year. It's kind of hard to believe they're 4-3 in conference. But
Snider has 9 baskets already. Luers only has 5.
Williams slings it over in the corner, 3 on the way. No good. Williams goes and crashes the board. Nobody blocked him out. He just kind of slipped his way in there. Ball got knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be Snider's basketball.
Snider's got a lot of size, but Luers is not putting a body on anybody. You got to at least put a body on someone.
They get it inside. A little floater. No good. It didn't hit anything. A floater can be a rangefinder, and that's going to go out of bounds. Luers going to have the basketball. So the Knights need to cut into this lead a little bit at 4:04 in the middle of the second quarter. 24-13 your score.
Again, we played almost 4 minutes, and Luers only has 1 basket. That's the main reason why they're down 11 here in the second quarter.
Williams bounce passes to Davis, left wing. Davis brings it around to the top of the key, sort of. They sling it in the corner to Foster. Foster can shoot there. Williams kind of spooks him a little bit. He's just standing. He's 6'11" with a big wingspan. They get it over to the other side to Davis.
A lot of size out there right now for Snider.
They get it inside the bank spin move. He just missed it.
That's Williams' 5th rebound.
And Williams bounce passes over to Hopkins. Hopkins, they sling it around the shell. Gorman feeling his oats. Lob inside to Williams, and it's tipped out of bounds by Luers. So the size and quickness of Snider is just giving Luers all sorts of trouble so far tonight.
Snider has 9 baskets, and 3 of them are threes.
Triggered into Williams. Williams throws up a 3. It's short. Curry touches it. Gentry touches it. Banks touches it. Gentry ends up with it. Throws it out the top to Hopkins. Hopkins gives it over to Gorman. They're going to reset the offense. Swings it to the right side to Hopkins. How much of a reset? He threw it way over the iron. And Curry with a quick rebound. And he's fouled from the backside by Hicks Gentry. They're right. It was an air ball. Wasn't a rangefinder, though, because it did hit some glass. See, when we call it a rangefinder, it doesn't hit anything. Not glass, not iron, not net, not nothing.
That's 2 fouls on Snider's LaDonta Hicks Gentry.
Foster with the basketball. He's got 2 defenders kind of looking at him. Gives it to Walker. Not a lot of spacing. Davis going to throw up a 3. It's kind of an ugly shot. And the ball slapped loose. Snider runs it down. Keandre Brown over the timeline quickly. Throws it to the right side or left side to Gorman. He stops, dribbles it back out in between the circles, actually out on the logo. Throws it to Gentry. Gentry, 18-footer, hits the back of the iron, no good. Williams gets an easy rebound because the tallest guy in the world out there. Shot from the corner, no good. Gentry pulls that rebound down.
Luers not putting a body on anybody. They're really getting out rebounded badly right now.
Gorman has the basketball, directing a little bit of traffic. Wants Brown in one place, Gentry in another. Gets it over to Brown. Brown thinks about it. Nope, just hands it off over to Hopkins. And timeout. John Tudor says you've got to do something different than just that. So we'll take at least a 30-second break. You're listening to WRDF on 106.3 FM, Fort Wayne, Columbia City.
Spherion Staffing, locally owned by the Pentenberg family, excels in finding the best candidates for industrial, clerical, customer service, non-clinical healthcare, IT, and professional direct hire placements. Spherion clients are accustomed to getting the right employees at the right time, every time. Spherion Staffing supports the proud excellence of the Dwenger Saints and the Luers Knights, both on the field and in the classroom. Whether you are seeking your next career move or searching for great employees, call us at 260-496-9900 or visit us on the web at spherion.com/FTWayne.
And we're back, basketball fans of Bishop Luers High School on the south side of Fort Wayne. The Knights struggling a little bit here tonight. 24-13 your score. The Snider Panthers, with their height and their athleticism, has pretty much dominated this ball game. Luers' offense just flat can't get going. Snider's offense isn't lighting the world up either, but they're doing a little bit more consistent than Luers are.
Snider takes out one 6'7" kid, and they bring in Devin Tennant, another 6'7" kid.
Tennant with the basketball, pushes off Foster, no call there. Sling it around to Gorman. Gorman dumps it off in the corner to Brown. Brown 3 dribbles. Long over the top pass to Hopkins.
Williams touched it last, I think.
Tried to throw it into Williams. Williams lost control of it and flipped out of bounds. Well, the Bishop Luers Knights, on the benefit of a turnover, has a chance to take a bite out of this 11-point lead here in the second quarter. We're inside of 2 minutes. 1:53 and counting. J.J. Foster over the timeline.
Kenny Luers has one basket in the entire second quarter.
Well, they're going to go inside to Curry. Curry decides to kick it back out to Foster. Foster caught it in a bad spot, so he couldn't do anything with it. Throw over to Cook. Cook throws up a 3. It rattles around and goes through.
He's got 8 points, and 2 of them are threes.
And Williams going to just float into the lane, put up a 5-6-footer, and easy bucket by Snider.
He has 11 points.
Too easy, too easy. 26-16. Now they're down to a 10-point lead. So the exchange of baskets. Those pick up 1 point. Banks, right toe, bang.
That's where he's better at.
Nobody challenged that shot, and Jordan can make it. 26-18. You get it to Tennant. Tennant, hard bounce pass over to Gorman. Gorman gets it down on the inside.
That was too easy.
Easy play. Hopkins had a hand on that assist also. Snider moving the basketball well that time down the floor. We're inside a minute. Coming down to Curry. Curry's got Tennant on his hip. He puts up a left-hander. It does everything but fall down in through. Rebound Williams. Williams gets it forward to Gorman. Gorman heads in and then backs up almost to the whole left corner of the offensive end of the floor. And we got 38 seconds, and he's going to stop and just dribble it.
Coach John Toder, I think, for Snider, calling for one shot.
That's a long stretch for one shot, especially if you get into the flow of things. You could probably get a 2-for-1 pretty easy here.
Snider doesn't like the way they're lined up.
Well, Gorman still has the basketball. He's guarded by Cook. Cook looking at him closely, finally dump it down in the corner to Hopkins. Hopkins throws it back out to Gorman. We're at 14 seconds. Cross guard over to Brown. Brown gets it to Tennant.
You knew Williams was going to get it.
Caught Banks a little bit flat-footed. Nice pass by Tennant. Walker quickly on the floor. Cook, 3 on the way. Count it.
He's the only guy that's really scoring for Luers.
And that is at the buzzer. So 30-21 is going to be your halftime score. And Cook kind of kept them in the game a little bit there late with 2 threes. And we will take let me take a look here. 2.5-minute break. We'll come back with our halftime show. You're listening to high school basketball on 106.3 FM, WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne. Welcome home.
Hi, sports fans. Sean McBride here, inviting you to try the Barbershop experience. St. Joe Center Barbershop, located at the corner of St. Joe Center and Maplecrest, prides itself on professionalism, cleanliness, and a family-friendly atmosphere. In their 3rd generation of family ownership, they have a combined experience of over 125 years. Give them a call at 485-6981. It's my barbershop of choice. That's St. Joe Center Barbershop at 485-6981.
When you're looking for a bank to call home, it's hard to know where to turn. So many offer the same products, services, and rates. So why choose First Federal Bank? Well, at First Federal Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're your partner, friend, and neighbor. And just like you, we're proud to call this community home. By empowering our employees to make local decisions, we're investing in our community, one customer at a time. That's what makes us better together. First Federal Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Tri-State Warehousing is one of the most complete service-oriented companies in the warehousing field today. Located in Fort Wayne, Tri-State Warehousing is a 50,000 square foot dry and temperature-controlled storage facility, serving 2/3 of the continental U.S. with overnight rail service. The dedicated staff and specialty services of Tri-State Warehousing are known throughout the industry. For great things in store, call Tri-State Warehousing, 260-436-2010. That's 260-436-2010.
We're all searching for answers, searching for meaning in our life. But the world and the culture give us empty solutions and empty promises. We know there is more to life because we're searching for the real truth and a real meaning. You can stop searching because you found Jesus Christ at His Catholic Church. Redeemer Radio. Welcome home to your family of faith.
There's a new dining experience in Fort Wayne, just waiting to be discovered by sports fans everywhere. Newly remodeled The Lodge, located in the Coyote Creek Golf Club, is open to the public, offering great daily lunch and dinner specials. Bring the family in to enjoy our spacious family room after the game. The Lodge is proud to support Bishop Duenger and Bishop Luers football. Come celebrate the W's with their friendly staff. The Lodge is located at 4935 Hillegas Road. To save your table for after the game, call 260-203-3154.
And we're back, basketball fans. Our halftime sponsor, historic St. Felix Catholic Center. It's now open for retreats. Located in Huntington, Indiana on 30 scenic acres with plenty of recreational areas and a serene Blessed Mother Grotto. St. Felix Catholic Center is the perfect location from a single day of prayer to overnight retreats. Former home of the venerable Solanus Casey. Come visit today. Plan your visit at sfcatholiccenter.com. 30-21 your score. The Panthers on top of the night. And Bob, work up a few numbers.
Well, a couple interesting facts, Kenny. Snider has 12 baskets, and 3 of them are threes. Luers has 8 baskets, but half of them are threes. And up into that last 2 minutes, Luers had 1 basket. So all of a sudden, they're hitting the threes. But the big key is Luers is getting out rebounded 15-6.
Oh my!
And
9.5. That's
and again, Luers has got size. But Preston, they just don't look like they want to rebound at all.
Yeah, on the defensive end, they're not putting any bodies on the Snider players, and they're able to get a lot of offensive rebounds and a lot of second
chances. And they're
chances.
not making the effort either.
No, it doesn't look like they want the ball here on the defensive end.
Yeah, they ought to be consider themselves lucky. They're only down 9 at this point.
Yeah, they're not putting the ball in the basket on the offensive end, and they're not getting any rebounds here on the defense.
Kenny, we've seen Luers a lot. Would you say, at least from my standpoint, this is the most threes I've seen him shoot? I mean, it's great to shoot threes, but when you're going up against a team with 2 6'7" guys and sometimes 3 6'7" guys, and you're not going to hit every three, they're getting beat on the boards anyway. I would just like to see him go inside a little more.
Well, at least threaten to go inside and maybe stop with that mid-range jumper that seems to be one of the lost arts of high school basketball, along with free throw shooting. You know, it just don't seem to be practiced nearly enough. Although, 6'7", 6'7", and 6'11" running at you, it's kind of intimidating. I mean, you know you're going to have to throw that thing up into the clouds.
Right.
Or these guys might get a tip on it. So the size and the intimidation factor just alters shots every now and then.
But as we've said for years, you live by the three, you die by the three. And right now, Luers, up until that last 2 minutes, they weren't doing anything offensively at all in the second quarter. And Blaine Cook has 11 points, and if it wasn't for Blaine Cook, Luers would be in trouble, but they're only down 9. That's the good news.
If you can hear this game, it's thanks to our communications sponsor, Dr. Todd and Mrs. Mary Briscoe and the Briscoe Family Dentistry. Their generous financial support helps make this Redeemer Radio Sports broadcast possible. Need emergency dental care? Call Dr. Briscoe at 486-9950. That's 486-9950. And with that, we'll take another 2-minute break. We'll come back, and we'll have Bob put his coach's hats on, and we'll see what kind of adjustments both teams need to make to finish this ball game out. You're listening to 106.3 FM, WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne. Welcome home to your family of faith.
Shawnee Construction and Engineering is proud to support tonight's game. We specialize in commercial and industrial construction and use unique life cycle principles to provide our clients the highest quality craftsmanship for the life of the project. Shawnee Construction and Engineering are partners with you for lifetime savings. We can be found at ShawneeConstruction.com or at 260-489-1234. That's 260-489-1234.
He has counted to infinity twice. He once set a land speed record on a surfboard. Bruce Springsteen calls him the boss. He is the most fascinating man alive.
I don't always buy diamonds, but when I do, I prefer Peter Franklin Jewelers. Stay sparkly, my friends.
Here's a money-saving tip from Momper, the #1 name in insulation since 1956. Exposed attic ceiling joists and ductwork, or new snow that quickly melts off your roof, means you need to add insulation. We'll fill empty sidewall cavities with insulation, even through masonry, aluminum, or vinyl siding with no unsightly holes. Plus, we'll seal your crawl space with urethane foam for a total insulation package. Call Momper now for a free, no-obligation energy analysis of your home.
You can help support your Catholic parish or school with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union's Elevate program. You'll not only enjoy excellent personal service and save money with your new loan or credit card, you'll also be giving money back to the participating parish or school you care about. Let Notre Dame Federal Credit Union elevate all participating parishes or schools. Elevate can be reached at 844-230-6611 or visit us online at ndelevate.com. Independent from the university.
Welcome back, basketball fans. It's halftime here at Bishop Luers High School. The Snider Panthers 30, the Bishop Luers Knights 21. This is one of my favorite times of the game where we get Bob Murr's thinking cap going to get that gray matter flying around inside his head. Let's start your John Tudor. You're up by 9. Your kids played okay. That team looks like they should score 80 a game and not 50 a game. Your halftime speech is what, Coach?
I think you got to keep pounding the boards like they're doing. Malik Williams has 15 and Jordan Gorman has 8. Malik Williams is doing a real good job. The only thing that worries me a little is that Luers is probably going to try to tighten up on him. But if you're Coach John Tudor, you just keep pounding the boards. They're moving the ball around pretty well. And I think they're playing pretty aggressive. And right now, with Luers jacking up the threes, Luers is only getting one shot when they miss him. So I think Coach has got to be happy. He had 7 turnovers, a little too many for maybe him. But again, Malik Williams is doing all the scoring. He might be a little worried about that. But again, when you're coming off a kid scoring 45 last night, I don't think he's too worried about Williams doing it all.
I wouldn't be too worried about it either. Okay, let's flip hats for J.J. Foster. Your team just looks flat. How do you light a fire under these balls?
Well, and you know, Kenny, the only thing was you and I talked about how bad Bishop Luers was beaten by Southside, 68-43, and it almost looked like that first quarter and second quarter, they're still feeling the effects of getting thumped on Southside's home court. Luers looks like they sleepwalked through that first half. They got to do a better job of rebounding, and they got to run some kind of offense. If they put that Banks kid at the foul line or somebody, you might get some shots, but it's great if Cook's making them. But if they're not making threes and they're not rebounding, that's not real good idea for success.
Impression, you had some thoughts about their lack of a passing game on the inside.
Yeah, their interior passing, their guards are real fast. They're able to get around the outside here, but once they get interior, they're throwing passes into tall trees with the big backcourt or the big front court of Snider. They need to make very accurate passes because there are soft spots in that defense, like the elbow jumper that's been working for Banks.
And the other thing, if I'm Snider, when their guards do go down the lane, most of the time they're passing it into the corner. So like a Snider, Luers guard is maybe 10 feet from the basket. He's passing into the corner where the guy's 20 feet away because they're loving to shoot the three, but they're not trying even to put the ball up when they drive.
Well, the mother sounds, the third quarter is about to begin. Hubcap Express, they are the expert in run flat tires and plus size fitment. And do you need your tires straightened? How about your wheels? Because that's what I bend all the time. Hubcap Express fixes bent wheels. For all your tire needs, visit Hubcap Express. They hang out at 606 West Coliseum Boulevard and on the web at hubcapexpress.com.
Snider's back there starting lineup of Gorman, Kitchen, Williams, Hicks, Gentry, and Tennant. And that is a big lineup, Kenny, with 6'11", 6'7", and 6'7".
A little Jeff Dunham in there. Did you catch that? .com.
We're going to know pretty early here whether or not Luers is going to make an effort for rebounding here on the defensive end.
Walker gets the basketball down to Foster. Foster says, I'll take a three from downtown. Okay, so we don't know what we're talking about, right?
JJ's got 3 baskets, and 2 of them are threes. If they are hitting them, they will shoot themselves right back in this game quickly.
Well, he makes the first one, so the score is 30-24. And Snider comes the other way with it. Gorman bounce pass to the Kitchen, give it back to Gordon. He's out in between the circles. Crosses over to the right hand. Luers going to go with a 2-3 zone at this point. Kitchen going to put up a 17-footer. No good. Tennant just out muscles Curry and Walker for the rebound. Throws it back out to Gorman. Gorman back to Tennant. Tennant's outside the arc on the left-hand side. Decides nobody's out there, so he fires a bullet back to Gorman. Coach Tudor's on his knees, beating on the floor over there.
Nice pass.
Kitchen, nice cut on the inside. Hands to Tennant. Tennant puts it up strongly. No good. Rebound. Shortest guy on the floor. J.J. Foster. He's going to challenge Banks Gentry, or Hicks Gentry, and he decides to back up. Kitchen going to pick him on the defensive side. Hands it over to Walker. Walker got Gorman on him. Walker fires one over to J.J. in the corner. J.J.'s, okay, loads up and goes. Didn't know what he's going to do or not. He missed it. Tennant, easiest rebound of the night for him. He gets it forward to Williams. Williams gets it to the corner.
Oh, nice teamwork there.
Gets it to Gentry, Williams. Gentry picks up the loose ball that Williams knocked around, put it up and in. So garbage bucket. And the lights are coming back the other way.
Luers is shooting threes while Snider's hurting Luers inside. When you're inside games, it's a lot better to have than trying to shoot threes all night.
Walker to bank to Cooks to Foster. Foster's on the inside. Bounce pass into Curry. Turns around and goes right up immediately. It's what he needs to do. And it missed it. Gentry come up with a rebound to get it to Williams over the left wing. Williams tries to throw a quick interior pass, touched twice, but Snyder's Kitchen grabs it. Bounce pass out to Gorman. Gordon goes to the top of the key. Both guards kind of spook him backwards, so he's going to go all the way back to the 10-second line and let Snider reset his offense. Goes to the left side to Kitchen. Kitchen over to Williams, and Tudor's not happy with what he sees. 3 on the way from the corner, and you got to be happy with that. Jordan Gorman drains the 3. 35-24, back to an 11-point lead.
Kenny Gorman has 4 baskets, and 3 of them are threes.
Nice job. Interior pass to Banks. He puts up a little right-hand hook shot. It's good. 35-26. The scoring seems to have picked up here. 5:30 third period action. Gorman with the basketball. Looks over. Tudor's. Some of these side stories are great. Tudor's not happy with the offense right now. And J.J. Foster just took it right away from Gentry. Foster's trying to go coast to coast. He's fouled on the floor, probably by Kitchen. But Gentry just got lazy with it. And little J.J. Foster grabbed the basketball, kind of ripped it out of his hands and headed the other direction.
Snider had 7 turnovers in the first half, and they already have 1 here in the third quarter.
Foster going to trigger the basketball in. Banks, right toe, that's his shot.
Snider fell asleep again on defense.
Shooter's touch that I've told you about. He's a pretty good shooter.
Nice soft spot in the defense right there at the elbow.
35-28 your score. 5:04. Snider over the timeline. Floater to Kitchen. Kitchen way high right wing. Dribbles with one dribble. Gets it to Williams. Williams.
That's another turnover. Luers all over Malik Williams.
So Foster with the basketball. Throws over to Walker. Walker looks at the defense. They got Cook wide open in the corner here. JJ's going to drive in, ducks the trees, and then wisely backs out amongst the trees. Floats the pass to Walker. Walker drives the baseline. Finds Cook way out here. Good move because everybody had him defended. Foster, parking lot 3. Oh, does everybody?
Oh, what a tip.
And Jordan Banks.
It's a Jordan Banks show. He has 6 baskets here, and we've played 4 minutes.
Snider didn't block anybody out, and Banks, this looks like a reversal. Snyder's not blocking anybody out, and Luers is taking advantage of it. Let's take a 1-minute break. You're listening to 106.3 FM, WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne.
Are you looking for an orthopedic specialist? Ortho Northeast has been serving the community for over 50 years with offices in 3 convenient locations. Look for the location nearest you. Dr. John Pritchard is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon with 20 years of experience with OME and can assist you with the best treatment plan for your knee or shoulder pain. Dr. John Pritchard is looking forward to meeting you and helping with all orthopedic needs. Call Dr. Pritchard at 260-484-8551 or visit the web at www.orthone.com.
Hello, I'm Tom Steele with Tom Steele Tire and Auto Repair, a family-owned business for over 35 years. We carry all major brands of new tires as well as a large selection of quality used tires to save you money. We do all types of auto repairs, be it brakes, alignment, or just fix your air conditioning. Tom Steele Tire, North Clinton or Illinois Road. Give us a try. You'll be glad you did.
And we're back at Bishop Luers High School. 4:26 on the clock, third period action. And the Knights have cut it down to 5, 35-30. And I believe Snider will have the basketball. John Tudor, coach of the Snider Panthers, hasn't been happy since the buzzer sounded for the second half.
Luers outscored him, Kenny, 9-5, and now they're going to put the press on, and this could be the bugaboo to Snider because their guards aren't the greatest at handling the press.
Williams throws it over the top to Tennant grabs it, hands it to
Oh,
Williams.
that's too easy.
Easy buckets. Nobody stopped Malik Williams. J.J. Foster hustles down the floor quickly to Cook, back to Foster. Foster drives inside, works around Williams, and up and in. And Williams is trying to
they're going to call an offensive foul on J.J. Foster. You see that in the NBA with the off arm. And that's 3 fouls besides being a tough call. That's 3 fouls.
Shock look for you? I can't believe that call.
I know.
Wow. Okay.
That's an NBA call.
Yep.
Oh, they stole it right back from Snider.
Walker took it away. And took it away from Keandre Brown.
Kenny, I'm a little surprised that J.J. Foster's still staying on the floor. I know he's a good ball player, but I don't know if you want to. He's got 9 points, and he could pick up his 4th foul very easily here.
I'm not so sure. He keeps backing up and getting further away from his dad over there. Dad's the head coach of the Bishop Luers Knights. Maybe you don't really want to hear what he's got to say. Foster has the basketball.
Williams is on the point of the zone. Can you imagine trying to shoot over a 6'11" guy?
They get to Cook. Cook throws it back to J.J. Foster. J.J. shot 2 of them from there. Into Banks, out to Walker. Walker with a rare 3. Count it. Oh, 37.
Now they're falling. That's Ray's first.
Foster with a pick from the backside. Easy.
Snider might need another timeout.
Like Jordan Gordon. To pick Jordan Gordon's pocket in a heartbeat with the press. They get it over to Brown. Brown gets it over the timeline. And Curry's going to pick him up. Brown gets to the baseline, has to fire one down the line. Gets to Tennant. Williams back outside, 17-footer. Now he's one dribble outside the arc, gets to Gentry.
Nice
Gentry
pass.
Throws it into Tennant. Tennant just uses his body well. It goes up and in. 39-35. Zoom. Here comes Foster. Got himself in a little bit of trouble. Gets it out to Banks. Banks 3 on the way. No good. Lots of Snider Panthers on the rebound there. They get it forward to Gorman. Gorman looks ahead. Spin move. Here comes the defense. No, they get to Tennant. Tennant just goes inside. Curry cuts him off. Bounce pass to the baseline. Shot up. No good. Tip. Sidney Curry lost it. Foul on the play.
Keandre Brown got the foul, I think, that time.
Brown reaching in, trying to knock it loose from Sidney Curry. 39-35. And this third period has gotten exciting, Press.
What's interesting, Kenny, first 2 quarters, Luers scored 11 points and 10 points. We still got 2.5 minutes to go, and they've already scored 13 this quarter.
Well, I think they heard your halftime speech and got going. Walker.
If they want to keep playing, because I have a hunch if J.J. Foster as the coach, they don't do what they want, they'll be on the bench.
Well, they're hustling the basketball down the floor quickly and not let Snider get into their set. Davis, bounce pass down on the baseline to Banks. Banks guarded by Williams. I don't think Jordan cares. Spin move's going to use his body. Williams blocks the shot. Gentry tips it, ends up in Gorman's hands. Gorman will try to throw it forward to Tennant, too far, and the ball gets loose. Brown comes out of the pack with it, kicks it up. 3 on the way, no good. Rebound Davis for Luers.
All of a sudden the threes for Snider not falling.
They're trying to get to Curry. Curry out in front of the pack.
Beautiful pass from J.J. Foster. He saw the floor beautiful that time.
39-37. 2-point ball game. Tennant waving his arms. He's wide open out there. Nobody from Snider saw him. Going to drive into amongst.
Oh, good defense. Oh, there's a foul on. I thought it was foul on Snider that time.
Blocked by Banks. Here comes J.J. He's going to get in amongst the threes. No look pass to Curry. Puts it up. No good. Rebound Williams comes the other way.
I think they can steal the ball from him.
He knows it. Behind the back pass.
Yep.
Hits the wall. Nobody to get the behind
You
the
got
back
2
pass.
players arguing with each other, Kenny, and you can't have that. That's if I'm Coach Tudor, I got to call timeout. Williams just shoved his teammate and their teammates. You cannot have that. If I'm Luers, I'd see that and say, hey, Snider's falling apart, which they really are right now.
Let's take a 30-second break. Getting exciting around here. You're listening to 106.3 FM WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne.
The right solution matters. First Federal Bank knows businesses come in all sizes, from family-owned to mid-sized enterprises, all the way to large corporations. And we believe banking solutions should too. Whether you're looking for a way to improve cash flow or finance a multi-million-dollar expansion, we're dedicated to finding solutions custom fit to you. I'm Perry Level. To learn more about First Federal Bank's commercial banking solutions, call me at 260-432-0022 or visit first-fed.com. After all, we're better together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We're back, basketball fans, and the Luers Knights have had a nice quarter here. They're only down by 2, 39-37. The Snider Panthers got a little bit of dissension, although both guys are still on the floor. They must have kissed and made up over there.
Luers outscored him. Luers outscored him 16-9. So let's see what happens. Luers is playing with a lot of confidence right now, and that's why they're right back in this game.
39-37, your score. J.J. Foster with the basketball left wing. He drives in, stops. His pass gets slapped right back to him, so he takes it and reestablishes his dribble and starts all over again. Gets to the Banks, foul away from the basketball. And
that might be 3 on Hicks Gentry.
Yep, that is his 3rd foul of the ball game. Didn't see what he did, but he probably got a big handful of Curry because Curry and Banks both have gotten much more active. Hicks Gentry is probably going where he needs to be. He's going to have a seat and Tennant come back into the ball game.
Tennant has 4 points and 4 rebounds, and he's very aggressive also.
Foster, low bounce pass to Curry. He fields it, puts it up. Foul before the shot.
Oh, they're going to call Williams, I think, on the push. And that would be 4 fouls on Snider.
And 3 on, nope, they're calling Tennant. It's his first of the ball game. So again, the Knights have the basketball underneath their own hoop. Foster's trying to direct somebody. He gets it to Davis. Tip. Curry gets it. He goes up.
Nice move.
Good.
He hits a free throw, and they'll take the lead all of a sudden here.
So the freshman, who didn't do a whole lot offensively in the first half, has woke up and gotten how many this half? So
he only has 4, but the key is they're going inside instead of sitting out shooting 25-footers.
They've gained some confidence here, taking it to the hoop through their big men and through their guards.
1:19 on your clock. We got a tie ball game, and Curry can give Luers his first lead. Sits 2-0. No good. The rebound goes long. Curry tries to get it. Got Williams.
There's a silly foul on Curry. Darn it. That's 3 on him.
In the backcourt. Trying to make something happen. You can't blame him for that, but it was not the best decision he ever made.
You got Curry with 3 and Foster with 3, and Coach J.J. Foster is going to call. He's not going to call. I thought he was calling timeout.
Well, he made a T with his hand, but I think he was trying to do some coaching. Full court press by the Bishop Luers Knights. They get it over the timeline. They get numbers if they go. They do. Blocked by Curry.
Good defense by Sidney Curry. Now they're trying to push it.
J.J. Foster gets in the lane, kind of loses his dribble.
Oh, they're going to call another foul on Snider.
They're going to call this one on Keandre Brown on a reach-in, I believe. We'll get the official. Yep, that's number 11, and that's going to be Snider's 6th foul, and it's early, still 3rd quarter. Free throws are going to become big.
And Luers only has 2 fouls, so the next foul, Luers will be shooting 1-1 the rest of the game, and we're still in the 3rd quarter.
J.J. Foster with the basketball. He dumps it down to Davis.
Good pass to Banks.
Banks, 3 on the way. Count it.
That's what he can do. That's what Jordan Banks can do.
The Knights up by 3. Who'd have thought after the first half they had? Long over the top pass. They get it to Hopkins. Hopkins tries to get to Williams. Williams rams it through another stuff.
Emphatic 2 by Williams.
I don't think the Knights are impressed at all by that. Banks with the basketball, top of the key, trying to spit on Tennant. One dribble, got to do something with it. Walker comes over and helps him out. Walker guarded by Gorman. The intensity has picked up on both sides of the ball here. 24 seconds on the clock. The Knights are up by 1, and they have the rock now. The Panthers have backed up a little bit. They're still in their man-to-man, but there's big enough space where there's no 5-second count.
Luers going to get the last shot here, and Walker looks like it's going to be in his hands. He's going to drive, penetrate, and probably either go to the hoop or dish.
6 seconds. 5. 4, finally takes off, throws it to Davis in the corner. Davis fakes a 3, puts it up over Tennant, hits the iron, no good, tip, too late. So, what a quarter for the Bishop Luers Knights from being 11 down to 1 up, 42-41, Knights on top. Let's take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back to you with the 4th quarter action right here at Bishop Luers High School. You're listening to 106.3 FM, WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne.
Matthew F. Hatfield, a health insurance specialist for those aged 65 and older, and for those under age 65 receiving Social Security disability. Matt provides Medicare supplement plans, Medicare Part D prescription drug plans, Medicare Advantage plans, dental, vision, and hearing aid insurance plans, and long-term care insurance plans. For taking good care during the best years of your life, call Matthew F. Hatfield at 484-6606.
Look at 2 blocks Snider does.
We're back.
Our fourth quarter sponsors is Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. Help support your Catholic parish or school and help yourself in the process with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union's Elevate program. Call Elevate at 844-230-6611 or visit them on the web at NotreDameElevate.com to learn more.
Well, the Bishop Luers Knights up by 1. And as we've done this many, many, many times, Bob and I have, sometimes you'd write a team off for dead, and somebody likes to fire underneath them in the locker room, and they come out and really play like you thought they were going to play to begin with. So
they outscored Snider 21-11. Luers scored 21 points in the entire first half, and they got 21 in the third quarter alone.
Gorman gets it to Williams. They throw it around. The 17-footer on the way by Brown. He missed it. Rebound to Williams, his opposite number. Williams kicks it over to Cook, the right side, back to, Walker. Walker's going to bring it back all the way. This is a move I still don't get almost all the way back to the timeline. They're not that quick. Bounce pass is kind of a lazy one, but it got to Foster. Foster takes picks and banks. Tries to drive inside. He does. Floats one up. Count it.
Beautiful shot by J.J. Foster.
And Williams wants the basketball, and he's got it. He's going to get his pocket picked if he isn't careful. He's on the right side, and he has to give it up to Gorman. Gorman gets fouled by Walker on an attempted reach-in steal. They got to play within themselves. There's 7:18 on the clock, 44-41 your score.
The shots Snider was making the first half, Kenny, they're not falling this half. They got to go back inside where Williams is a sure thing, I think.
Walker's first foul of the ball game, only the third foul on Bishop Luers. Brown with the basketball, throws it into Tennant, back to Brown. Brown had a 17-footer, decided not to take it. Fling it around to Gorman. Gorman's outside the arc, and so is Kitchen. They give it back to him, back and forth. That's Taylor Hathaway.
That was an offensive foul on Snider.
Tennant has had a busy, he had 4.
And it's Luers' ball. Good defense by Luers.
And I think J.J. Foster was finally the guy that stuck in behind him and tied him up. So the Knights on the alternative possession, the arrow points Bishop Luers' way. Here they come with a 3-point lead and inside 7.
Malik Williams had 15 points in the first half for Snider. He only had 4 in the third quarter.
Foster still has the basketball, tries to get around. Gorman behind the back.
Beautiful pass.
Caught Walker on the back foot, but taken away quickly by Brown. Brown's going to go coast to coast.
Boy, he got clobbered.
No call. They're going to say basketball stays Snider way. Sure looked like Cook got a lot of body that time, but no call as far as the foul goes. Snider will have the basketball underneath their own hoop.
If I'm Luers on defense, I would definitely watch for the 2 big guys. They might try to set picks on him.
Ooh, a rainbow pass inside Hathaway. He gets it, fires it over to the right side, over to Gorman. Gorman spin move, ends up having to give it up to Brown. Brown back to Hathaway. Hathaway to Williams. Williams takes the 3. No good. Rebound, tip, and Walker comes off with a long tip. He outstretched Tennant that time for it. Oh, the Knights survived that trip down the floor. They still got a 3-point lead. Walker with a basketball guarded by his opposite number, Keandre Brown of Snider. 6:07 and counting. Walker still with the basketball, left wing. Gets Cook out in between the circles, swing over the right side to J.J. Foster. Here comes the defense. Gorman gets right up in his grill.
Nice
Foster
move by Foster.
Him. Just didn't have enough mustard on the layup. Williams with the rebound, and he gets his pocket picked by Walker. Walker gives it to Foster. Foster puts
That's
it up.
goaltending.
Goaltending, the ball went in anyway. So Keandre Brown with a goaltend, and a whistle stops play, and we're going to have a couple guys substitute. Jordan Hopkins checks into the lineup. He'll go in for Taylor Hathaway.
Foster had 6 points in the first half. He's had 9 since halftime. He's been a big reason Luers has got a nice lead also.
Tennant went down, and Hicks Gentry back in line for Snider also. So Walker and Foster with a full court press on Snider's guards.
And it's giving Snider trouble, isn't it, Kenny?
It's going to run out of time, and they
10
did.
seconds, another turnover for Snider.
46-41 your score. The Knights have the basketball back.
We mentioned before the game that the defense of Bishop Luers guards and their quickness was going to cause trouble for Snider. And Snider's guards aren't the best ball handlers, and it's showing with the press there.
Walker tries to drive, gives Brown a little bit of a push, no call. Brown's going to go out there and challenge him defensively, but Walker's awfully quick. You better be careful. Just buzz right around him. Goes to the right side of the bank, bounce pass back to Walker. And Brown just goes out there and a little bit of the Mexican standoff there now. Walker drove right past him, puts it up and in. Walker baited him, he got him close enough, and then
all of a sudden Luers has got a 7-point lead, and Snider is really in trouble.
Snider charges to the iron.
Wild shot.
Banks comes out with a rebound. Gets it to Cook. Cook to Curry. Threw it over Curry's head. Curry and Williams hustle for it. Throw it over their heads.
They're playing in the alley right now here.
Snider
playing wild.
Off over in the corner to Hopkins. Hopkins slows things down. Thinks about loading it up. Doesn't. Gorman, they give it to Williams. Williams, he's not shy. He'll shoot it. Puts up a three. Count it. And somebody's called timeout on the floor. Looks like Snider called time. And it's going to be a full timeout. Let's stay right here at 4:43. I think we're going to be getting a lot of timeouts here. 48-44 your score. It's a 4-point ball game with 4:43 on the clock, Bob.
Williams has 22 points, but again, he only has 7 since halftime, and it just doesn't look like Snider's taking good shots. They're forcing the play here. Luers is playing 10 times smarter than they were, and everything's in Luers' favor right now if they just don't make turnovers and play good defense. Because Snider just looks like they're out of sync, don't they, Kenny?
Well, offensively they're out of sync, and I think it's because Luers has kind of jacked this game up a little bit. Snider, offensively, they're about 10 or 11 points less a game than the Bishop Luers, and Luers decided to ratchet things up in the third quarter and it's taken Snider out of their rhythm a little bit. When it gets into this alley ball where they really get a hustle, and Snider really looks discombobulated, and the only guy that really wants to put up a shot is Williams, and then it really looks bad because he's got a couple open looks that don't go in, and then he's got other guys that can shoot that are open, and he just jacks it up. So
when Coach J.J. Foster went to the press, that made a world of difference because Snider's not confident with the ball handling, especially at the guard position.
The disparity in the backcourt's becoming very obvious here in the second half.
And especially and the quickness of Luers guards on offense and defense are really turning the game here.
Well, the Knights are going to have the basketball. Cook triggers it into Foster, and Foster's going to walk it up. They're going to greet him right at the 10-second line. And who is that? That's Hopkins going to pick up Foster. And they've got 3 guards out high, going to try and
sort of a 1-2-2 zone, but Luers will eat them up on this because they're in no hurry to score.
And Walker lost.
There's a foul on Hopkins.
They got lucky because Walker lost control of the basketball. Hopkins come over, tried to take it away from him, and Hopkins hit him in the nether regions. He's a little bit hurting a little bit there. And that's the 7th foul on Snider Panthers. They went a long time with 6, but now at 4:22, 7 on Snider, only 3 fouls on Luers. So free throw is going to be a big asset here to the Bishop Luers Knights.
Ray Walker was scoreless in the first half. He's got 5 points since halftime.
So Walker, left-handed, steps up to the free throw line.
Luers only shot 4 free throws all night, now 5.
Got quite a little routine at the free throw line, but it worked, went right in. So 49-44 your score. Second free throw is on the way, and good. Oh, it's a 6-point lead. Timeout, Bishop Luers. We'll take a 30-second break here. It looks like a good place to do it. You're listening to 106.3 FM WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne.
Redeemer Radio gladly thanks Dr. Mark Stoner, a St. Jude parishioner, for underwriting a portion of our programming. Dr. Mark Stoner offers comprehensive dentistry for every family member. Dr. Stoner is now accepting new patients at his new location, 9830 Auburn Road. For more information on services for all dental needs, Dr. Stoner can be found on the web at markstonerdds.com or reached by phone at 260-484-4181.
4:22 on the clock, 50-44. The Knights are on top of the Panthers here. And the Panthers have the basketball, and Bishop Luers took a timeout. I think they might have just wanted to change strategies. They're setting up in a 2-3 zone.
Part of Snider's problems, Kenny, they've only scored 14 points for halftime, and they had 30 in the first half, so they've really slowed down on offense.
Hopkins with the basketball. Throw the left side to Gorman. Gorman fires it over to Brown. And the three guards are just exchanging the basketball outside the arc right now. Hopkins on the dribble. Foster picks him up defensively. Flip it over to Gorman.
Malik Williams is begging for the ball.
Guarded by Cook. Three-point shot, no good. Rebound. Fought for. Ball's loose. Jordan Banks picks up the garbage.
Hustle points by J.J. Foster.
Ray Walker holds up the stop sign, says we're going to take our time and we're going to burn up as much clock as we can. He gets it over the timeline, bounce pass over to Foster. Foster guarded by Brown, but he backs up to the 10-second line. Kind of fakes a drive, throws it over to Walker right in front of us here at the scorer's table at Luers. He goes down in the corner. They find Sidney Curry. Curry goes up with it, blocked easily by Williams that time. Gets it out to Gorman. Gorman to Williams. Williams gives it up. Inside the lane, they kick it back out for a three. Hopkins, three, and it finds the mark. Shooter's bounce as it hits 3 chunks of iron.
Snider really needed that with a 3-point shot. You can really cut it into the lead, and now all of a sudden Luers is only up 3.
50-47. Foster gets it to Banks at the high post. He fires it right back to Williams, back to Banks. Cook in the corner. 3 on the way. Long rebound, Jordan Banks. Gets it back out to Cook. Cook back out to Foster. And they're going to reset the offense. Foster fakes the drive, gets the defense to back up a little bit. Now the 2 guards come after him. Walker had a good look, but Gentry comes charging out at him. That's that tall guy thing that alters the shot. So again, they throw it into Banks, back out to Walker. Banks is at the right high post. He spins, looks for somebody to do something. Nobody's moving on the baseline, so we're just going to burn up clock. 2:30. And, he's running the risk of going over and back. He's floating around backwards.
And Snider has to go man-to-man now, and that's what Luers wants.
Hopkins on Foster. Foster gets around Hopkins. Foul on the floor. And J.J. Foster will go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1, I believe. Yep, that is exactly what happened. Foul's called on Jordan Hopkins, his second of the ball game. Excuse me, third of the ball game. And the 8th foul this half on the Snider Panthers.
J.J. Foster had 6 points in the first half, and he's had 9 here in the second half.
Missed the front end of a 1-and-1. Easy rebound for Williams. He gets down the floor quickly. They got the ball on the baseline. Long baseline pass. 3 on the way from Snider.
We got a tie, Kenny. All of a sudden, that's Hopkins' second 3 this quarter.
2 threes on a shooter's bounce. So it's a tie ball game. 50s, and we are at the 2-minute mark.
Did Luers relax too much on offense? Because all of a sudden they went to that shell and they let Snider get right back in there.
Quit running. They started to play not to lose kind of thing. Banks with the basketball over to Cook. Cook dumps it down inside to Curry. Curry guarded by Gentry. Fires it back out to J.J. Foster, now to Walker. They're throwing it inside out a little bit, but the inside is
There's
not
a
very
silly
inside.
foul for Snider.
Jordan Hopkins fouls Ray Walker, and that's the 9th team foul. Luers has still got fouls to give. That's the 4th foul on Hopkins. But at 1:36 to go, if the Knights need to slow down the Panthers, they've got 3 fouls to give for the 1-on-1. So
Luers is 3 out of 8 from the foul line, and Walker has missed 3 foul shots himself.
The first one is up, but good. So it gives the Knights a 1-point lead, 51-50, 1:36 on the clock. You smelling overtime, Preston?
Yeah, I do smell some overtime.
Yeah, I do too.
Having too much fun here.
8 points for Walker, and he's had 5 since he's had all 8 points since halftime.
Second one is no
big
good.
Miss.
Did everything but fall through.
Williams
reached up, took it out of the sky. They give it to Gorman. Gorman in no particular hurry to get over the timeline. 127, 126, and he's waving traffic around. And the defense is not.
The ball's going to wind up with Williams sometime here.
Brown drives the lane, gets himself into trouble. Got lucky, found Gorman. He's hanging out the baseline. There's no space between those 2 guys. Gorman puts his shoulder down and gets it all the way back out to the 10-second line. They're going to redo it again. 107, 106.
Blaine Cook's on Williams. That's a mismatch.
Yep, and Cook is going to get called for the foul. Probably tried to hold Williams down as they threw a lob interior pass. And there's no reason why that pass wouldn't work. So Snider's going to have the basketball. And a lineup change for Luers. Jason Davis comes in. Blaine Cook heads for the bench.
Preston, don't you think with Luers not in very much foul trouble, they could use that to their advantage here.
Yeah, this is a huge strategic advantage with 2 more fouls.
They could just start fouling right now.
And Snider content to hold the basketball. We're not inside a minute. Gorman gets it over to Brown. Brown.
Oh, nice move, and he got fouled.
Loses the basketball on the way in, but that's another one of the fouls to give at 54 seconds. I think that's called Sidney Curry. Is going to be guilty of that personal foul. That's his 4th. But unless we go into overtime, I don't think it's going to be a big deal.
Oh, I thought he was fouled. Okay, they've only shot 4 foul shots the entire game. I thought he was fouled shooting. You knew that was coming.
Lob to Williams.
Knew that was coming.
He hits the floor hard. And he's making a cringing face, but I think he'll pop up pretty quick here. Banks is not going to let him get an easy chippy right there with 53 seconds to go. He's going to make Williams shoot a couple of free throws.
Williams has 22 points. Snider's 3 out of 4 from the foul line. These are the first 2 shots Williams is going to shoot from the foul line all night. Sort of amazing with his size. You'd think he'd get a lot more foul shots.
Well, he likes to jack up the 3, and he likes to play out the perimeter where he probably don't need to be. First one is good, though. He makes it for 15 feet.
He is a good shooter, there's no doubt. That's why a lot of colleges are looking at this young man.
The second one is good also. So 52-51, Snider up by 1.
Come on, Ray. Come on.
Curry triggers it into Walker. Walker brings it over the timeline. 45 seconds to go. And Walker's still dribbling over in the corner. Guarded by Gorman. Now they fired down the baseline. J.J. Foster charges in, puts it up and in.
When you need a basket, you go to J.J. Foster. He's got 6 points this quarter.
You saw Malik Williams get overeager with an attempted steal out here on the wing. That gave the paint complete wide open lane for Foster to drive in.
Let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to 106.3 FM WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne. Welcome home to your family of faith.
This is Jason Schiffley, principal of Bishop Luers High School. Students enter our school as children and emerge as adults, prepared to go out into the world with the tools necessary to become citizens of 2 worlds. Our enriched curriculum focuses on academics, service to the community, and participation in extracurricular activities, all while building on the foundation of our Catholic faith. Tuffy, our saintly mascot, reminds us that we are all called to be saints. Call us at 260-496-4700 or visit us online at bishopwinger.com to find out how you can become a Dwenger Saint.
And we're back, basketball fans. 33.8 on the clock. The Knights up by 1, 53-52. We're being entertained at the timeout by some serious backflip competition by some cheerleaders.
Kenny, what's been interesting, too, a little balance for Bishop Luers. Foster has 17, Cook has 11, and Banks has 11. So that's 39 points for 3 guys. And, yes, Malik Williams has 24, but nobody else for Snider's really been helping him lately. So I always like a little more team basketball. Malik Williams is a heck of a player, but one guy's in a good game can't carry his team and by himself. He's trying, and he's doing a good job, but you got to need a little more balance from Snider.
Snider triggers it in up the far end of the floor. Full-court pressure broken easily. They get it to Williams. Williams dumped it to Gentry. Gentry gets it back to Williams. Williams guarded by Ray Walker. What an odd setup that was. Actually, it was on the zone, and that just happened to be where he's at.
Almost looks like they're going to go for one shot.
16 seconds. Gorman over to Brown. Brown drives, puts it up.
That's too easy. That's too easy.
10 seconds to go. Here come the Knights. J.J. Foster over the timeline. Dad says we're going to play this one out. J.J. backs it up.
They're not getting a look at all.
Timeout.
Boy, he called.
To go.
You don't want to second guess anyone. But to me, if you're going to call a timeout, I think you got to call a timeout a lot earlier, don't you?
Because he's in trouble now. You barely have time for a catch and shoot with 2 seconds to go.
And the other thing is, I would think, Preston, normally you say, well, Luers has got some size. But when you're going up against a team 6'11", 6'7", 6'7", trying to lob that ball inside, that might work against some teams, but I'd be surprised. And they're taking it out right in front of us, so we're going to have a good look.
Yeah, we certainly are. 2 seconds to go, and there's not a lot of time to do anything. I'm looking for maybe a mid-range jumper or something. They can't lob it.
Do you guys think
run a picket fence and get somebody loose or something?
Do you guys think that maybe they had an idea, and all of a sudden the coach saw that they weren't going anywhere, and that's why he called timeout? But
yeah, I think
they came down the floor with one option. The option wasn't there, and Coach didn't get his timeout called just quite fast enough to give him time to make an alternative play here.
And his son really couldn't drive, and they wasted a lot of time by not going to the basket or getting the look. And by the time I think they figured out what was going on, they're almost out of time right now.
Well, we're going to find out how this washes out. Walker's going to trigger the basketball in. Let's see, we got Cook. J.J. Foster's down low.
What's interesting, Kenny, nobody's guarding the guy out of bounds at all. And good coach.
I think that was all just for a quick look because Snider called timeout. They wanted to see what Luers was going to do with 2 seconds
Coach Tudor
to go.
called timeout, yep.
That's probably a good, smart timeout, good strategic timeout.
Are you surprised they're not? I always like guarding the guy out of bounds because it just makes it harder for him to get the ball in.
It alters the inbounds pass, and that can really change the possession that you have, especially with 2 seconds left on the clock.
And with the size Snider has, you could bring one of those big guys off the bench, and Walker's only 5'10", 5'11".
That takes away every lob you have for an inbounds pass.
And I was really surprised they had Foster down low. They had Cook on one side. They had Sidney Curry up on the left toe and Banks on the right toe, and Walker taking the basketball out. So.
And your dad, we've been here watching before, and I don't know when that was, a couple weeks ago. Banks was shooting those threes before the game, so he does like to shoot the three. But I'll tell you, with 2 seconds, you gotta get that ball right now, and you got to turn and shoot. And you know Snyder's going to give them a defense here.
Gentry and Williams both in the lineup, also with Taylor Hathaway, 6'4". Okay, Walker is going to take the basketball, and Gorman's going to be on him. So they've changed their strategy. Everybody else is in the same spots as they were. Cook and Foster down low. They're going to come up, I'm sure. Cook. Oh, they set a pick for Cook. They knocked Foster down. Cook.
There's your ball game. There's your ball game. Snyder really were lucky to pull that one out.
Cook shot the three, and Williams with his length slapped it. We almost caught it here at the bench. So that's your ball game. 54-53. Turned out to be quite an exciting finish here at Bishop Luers High School. The Knights, unfortunately, come away with the L. Let's take a 30-second break, and we will be back with our post-game show. You're listening to 106.3 FM WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne. Welcome home.
Think of Briscoe Dentistry for your family's dental care. Dr. Todd Briscoe and team know that your body is more than just teeth and gums. Your oral health affects the performance ability of your entire body. And on the field or court, you want your body to perform at its best. So trust Dr. Briscoe and team to provide the ultimate in preventative, periodontal, orthodontic, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry. To optimize your body's performance, contact Dr. Briscoe at 260-486-9950 or on the web at briscoedentistry.com.
Sponsor, and that's H&L Electric, specializing in commercial electric needs for the business community. H&L Electric can handle the smallest to the largest projects for your business. Call Pete Henry, 260-357-0123. That's 260-357-0123. And our post-game show, well, we're sitting right in the place. It's brought to you by Bishop Luers High School. That's a Catholic educational community that instills in each student dignity, integrity, respect, and responsibility. Catch the Luers spirit at www.bishopluers.org, and you really don't need the www anymore. You can just type in bishopluers.org. It'll pop right up for you. So, kind of a tough loss for the Bishop Luers Knights. Dug themselves a big old hole early, played their way out of it, and ended up losing by 54-53.
A very interesting ball game, Kenny. Snider got outscored Bishop Luers 30-21 in the first half. And what's interesting, Preston, Snider got outscored 32-24 in the second half and still won the game. You don't see that too often. You might see it by 1 or 2 points, but when you outscore a team by 8 and still get beat,
that's a challenge. You really saw it once Luers took the lead. They got into a protect the lead mode instead of continue to attack mode. That's when their offense stopped scoring, and that's when Snider was able to sneak a few points in. 2 back-to-back threes was big for them to come back.
Was it in the third quarter when Snider's had the teammates a little disagreement?
Early in the fourth,
and I thought right then they could really be had, but they got to give them credit. They righted the ship and came back there in the fourth quarter.
And I'm a little surprised that Luers, how they attacked so aggressively in the third quarter, and then they backed up, like Preston called it, and they played that old classic cliche, not to lose kind of thing, as opposed to playing to win. And I think that backfired on them. They're pitching between Foster, Walker, and Banks, not really looking for a shot in particular, trying to burn
Looking
up
at the
clock.
scorebook, they only had 4 baskets in the fourth quarter, and they were all twos. Snider only had 4 baskets. 3 of them were threes, and that was part of the difference too. Snider was hitting in the first half, and then they couldn't throw that ball in the ocean after halftime.
Well, and Luers just ratcheted up playing it and rattled them for a while. The press bothered them some. The defense was playing a lot tighter and stuff, and I really am surprised at the change of strategy. I think what cost Bishop Luers this ball game. I think if they continue to push and run, they had Snider on the ropes, I thought. And like you said, when Gentry and Williams over there kind of pushing on each other, that's the first time you and I have seen that in our 8-year career together, and we've done 200-plus ball games. When 2 ball players push on each other, that's usually not a good sign.
And I can imagine Coach Foster says if we play 4 quarters, we win the ball game.
Oh, absolutely.
But Snyder's coaches could say the same thing. If they would have played a lot better in the second half, it might not have been that close.
Well, we got 1 30-second spot to go, so let's take another break, and then we'll be back with our final thoughts. You're listening to 106.3 FM, WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne.
Whether you fly a plane through the clouds or bake cookies with your kids, we want to give you more time to do what you love. Hi, this is Lisa Stauffer from First Federal Bank. Our checking accounts with online and mobile banking options let you do just that. Whether you're in the air or on the ground, ask us how you can get up to $150 when you open a new checking account and take advantage of these banking options. First Federal Bank, better together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
High score, the Knights and the Panthers put on quite a basketball show, and the Panthers come out on top 54-53. Final thoughts, Mr. Mers?
Just a very good ball game. Snider's a good ball club, but I thought tonight Luers had the balance. I don't remember. Do you guys – I just thought they didn't seem to use Sidney Curry as well. I mean, it wasn't anything against him, but he only had 6 points, 3 baskets, and they didn't seem to go to him. And I know Snyder's got length and size, but you got a challenge inside, and I thought they could have used Sidney Curry a little more.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised. He was almost non-existent for almost the whole ball game. You say he only got 6?
6 points, 3 baskets, and when you're 6'7", that's how you get Snyder's guys in foul trouble. And they were getting in foul trouble anyway without using him.
Exactly. Early on in the third quarter, you saw the offense flowed when they were throwing it through their big guys. Banks was really hitting a lot of shots outside, hit a 3. He was stretching the defense, and they were flowing a lot better in the third quarter.
And they're hitting 15-footers as opposed to the first half when they're trying to shoot threes all day.
Exactly.
So the final score, 54-53. The Panthers come on top by 1. And Bob and I are going to be sad because this is our last regular season broadcast until the boys' tournament comes along. So we will not be around for, a couple of weeks now.
And you know who'd be even sadder than you and I that we're not broadcasting? Our wives will be sad because that means we might be home more.
Yeah, it should haunt them for a little bit. But the tournament draw, I believe, is February 26th or 27th or somewhere in there.
It's probably that last weekend in February, because the first weekend in March is when the tournament will probably be possibly Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday.
And we will look at the draw and see who goes where. I know I think Luers goes to Columbia City.
And Dwenger should go to New Haven this year.
Right. So we will do we'll do our very best. We've just got to see what the draw is. Sometimes they end up playing at the same time. You flip decide which game to draw on. And we'll try to bring you the best matchups, and hopefully we'll get through sectional play and into regional play, and who knows. I mean, we've seen the Bishop Luers Saints the last 2 years have a really rough regular season, end up going to semi-state twice. So,
and Luers has got a good team. They just have to play 4 quarters, but, half the teams in the country can say the same thing. You put 4 quarters together, which Luers can and they have done, and they're a good basketball team, and they got 2 or 3 weeks to get everything in sync.
Yep, absolutely. So we're going to call it a night. We want to thank everybody for listening tonight. He's Bob Mers. He's Preston Barr. Thanks for joining us, Preston. It's been a blast. We're going to go to closing prayer and keep an eye on the website, and we'll let you know what games we broadcast. God bless everybody. Thank you, and good night.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. We give you thanks, O Lord, for the opportunity to have been together today As we depart now, we ask you to send your angels to watch over us, to lead us in safety to return to our home.